So we're gonna find out how this goes. I'm just gonna take a nap right here. Just gonna take a nap. Ish. That's cray. That's real cray. What would you like to say to the people? All right, good talk. Yeah, me too. Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Brittany DeRowan, and I am a second year-ish high school math teacher. In today's video, we're going to be talking a lot about the things that I love and the things that are not as fun about teaching, so stay tuned. One thing that I'm loving about teaching right now is one of my students asked me why I wanted to be a math teacher, and I told her about all of the reasons why, like how so many people have issues with math, and I just want to be able to help them see things clearly and feel better about themselves when it comes to math, and how I know how I felt when I tackled a particularly tough problem and how proud it made me. And I just wanted to have that in my students too. Even if they hate math, even if they feel like they can't do it, I want them to have that feeling of just like pure pride. And she was like, oh my God, you're gonna make me cry. And it was great. Also, loving midterms so far. Day 2 of midterms here, and I love how much work I can get done. I love that I feel ready to leave when I'm allowed to leave at 2:30. Like, it's mind-blowing. Like, I feel like I've done enough today. I think I can go home. What? Crazy stuff. Not loving about midterms, how stressed the students are getting over like a single test. It was really obnoxious to help them prepare for this. I really like teaching study skills, so that part was cool, but just seeing the overwhelm of all the things that they needed to know and have just understood was really stressful. Also, just the lack of motivation to actually like study was really obnoxious. But that's okay. We're where we are. It's just not the most fun part of teaching. Something not fun about teaching is grading and constantly just like being hunched over while you're like grading a million papers. That's so not fun. One thing that I do like about grading though is I really like being able to see where my students are struggling. I think that that's so interesting to be able to see this question or this type of error was pretty consistent throughout. So I really like that. One thing that really sucks about teaching is even when you feel sick, you still have to like freaking do everything. But that's what I signed up for. Even though I feel like crap right now, I still had to like talk to the kids and like, you know, be nice and not take it out on them because it's not their fault that I don't feel good. So I still had to help them and answer their questions and like give 100% mentally, even though mentally I feel dead. That is though, at the same time, that even though I feel like crap, I still am so strong and I'm able to do that. That's cray. Something that I don't love about teaching is how early the day starts, because I'm such an early bird. I like to be up in the morning and I like to get things done in the morning. I'm most productive in the morning. But that being said, like school starts at 7:35 and I get here at 6:30 normally, so that I have an hour before the kids get here. And I would love to go to the gym beforehand, but I would have to wake up at 4 a.m., which I might be a little crazy, but I'm kind of considering. But I don't like being tired either. So I don't know, but that sucks. It sucks not being able to get like certain things done before work. Something I don't think that was ever talked about in my teacher preparation courses was how much paperwork there is. I feel like every single day I get another request for information about a student for a PPT or a 504 meeting. Like, I feel like I'm constantly filling out data on my students and just doing all this paperwork for them. About with teaching is the varying
types of teacher personalities, I guess. Like, I feel like I'm a little bit more laid back, a little bit more casual. I'm not the kind of teacher that likes to send students to the office unless I, like, absolutely have to. So I think it's really easy to compare yourself to others and feel like you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing because another teacher has this style that doesn't work for you. A really cool part about teaching is that you get, without asking for it, 80 different opinions about your new haircut. So fingers crossed this goes well. So, if you can't tell, I went a little bit more blonde. In this lighting, it doesn't look super dramatic, but it does seem a bit dramatic. So we're gonna find out how this goes. I'm not sure I love it, but I'm sure gonna find out what my students think.
Peep me thinking that I'm real cute taking my Snapchat picture.
The last thing that I want to say on this video is that while everything is really challenging right now, ultimately this is the job that I see myself doing for a long time. This year in particular is hard, and I think I've heard that from so many different teachers. I've heard about so many different teachers leaving. For me, I think it's easier because I don't know what was so good about before COVID. I wasn't there. I don't know how good it can be. So where I'm at right now is as good as it gets, I guess. And hopefully it just continues to get better from there when things start to settle, if they settle. Fingers crossed, knock on wood. But I just love my students. My students are amazing. They make me laugh. But I love being creative. I love getting to work with students. I love setting them up for success for when they leave high school, wherever their path may take them. And I love hearing about all of their personal issues that they got going on. I love that my students will come to me. So yeah, there were quite a few negatives. I think I've said that enough times already, but I want to at least express that there are a lot of goods, and I need to just keep that in mind because it's easy to get bogged down by the negatives, and it's easy to see only the negatives. I think one of my favorite quotes that I'm trying to keep in mind, I'm not going to say it correctly, but just go with me on this, is I remember there being a quote saying like, it takes like 500 positive things to overturn something negative. Like if you hear one negative comment about yourself, that's what's going to stick in your head, not the 500 positive things that you also get told on that same day. So I'm trying to make sure that I'm keeping in mind all of those positives and putting the negatives in the back burner, because those will come with time. So while there were a lot of negatives, and there are a lot of negatives this year, my whole purpose of making this video was hopefully to get myself a little bit more positive about teaching right now, because I know it's a little bit easier to be a bit negative, because there are a lot of negatives. But hopefully you enjoyed this video. That's all I got for you today. If you have any positives or negatives that you'd like to add, please comment them down below. Shadow and I think that you should like and subscribe. See you in the next one. Really? Yay!